Hi, I'm Mike Crabb.
And I'm Laurie Schultz. Welcome to the show.
We'll have some caffeinated conversation.
And maybe some special guests along the way.
Who knows where the conversation will go? You're out for coffee with Mike and Laurie. Hello, friends. Welcome to a special Halloween episode of Out for Coffee with Mike and Rob. Laurie, who knows where she is? She's never on time for anything, is she? Oh.
Sorry, Mike.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi. Oh, I'm just lugging this.
Carrying it everywhere,
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's heavy.
Good to see you.
Oh, thanks. Good to see you, too.
It's quite the get-up you got going on here,
my
right?
dogs are barking today.
So,
hello, friends.
welcome. This is our Halloween episode. And for those of you who aren't familiar, who are we, Laurie?
We are Neil Page
Hi.
and Del Griffith from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And if you didn't know that, shame on you.
So this movie has been a classic forever. So my character, played by Steve Martin, Laurie's character, played by John Candy. Really great movie. Some classic moments. If you haven't watched it before, be sure to check it out. And we thought, how can we make this as complicated as possible for Rob? Just for the sake of having an old train station in the back. How are you, Rob?
I'm good. I'm only on the other side of the camera.
Rob's letting us be the stars today. He did not wear his
leopard
catsuit leotard today.
His leotard. You know,
Too cold.
the last 2 years in a row, Rob's been behind the camera in a leotard.
Yes. So this year he came out front to share. Rob, thank you very much. We know that this is a feat to set all this up. So please know how grateful we are.
Rob takes one for the team for us all the time.
We are also very grateful to Springbank Cheese Company, who is kind of hosting us in a way. They've let us use their little corner of their yard in order to have this as our nice backdrop here. So thank you so much, Springbank Cheese. Check them out. They got a great selection.
It's a world of cheese.
It's a world of cheese.
It's right on the sign.
It says it on the sign.
You know how I feel about cheese.
Laurie's a fan.
I'm a fan of cheese.
So Laurie, tell me a bit about Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Why this movie? Why are we celebrating?
It's a classic. Obviously, it's a classic. And it just hit me one day. I was thinking, probably, was this like back in maybe the spring?
It was a while ago now.
I think it was probably May. It was before we went out for summer anyway.
Yeah.
I was sitting on my couch thinking, what can Mike and I dress up for Halloween? Like, as one does in May.
Yeah. This is Laurie's year-round thought process.
As one sits on their couch in May. I wonder. And I was thinking of like couple type 2 people costumes. Because as you remember, last year we were Paul Sheldon and Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Yeah.
Which got a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that very much. This time I don't get to hit you with a sledgehammer, which kind of bums me out. But
no, but we can lug around a trunk full of clothes.
Or trunk full of...
Presumably clothes. We actually don't know what's in his trunk. Anyways.
We don't know. Maybe it's his dead wife.
Oh no.
That just hit me right now.
Watch
oh my
it
God.
And find out for yourself.
Yeah. We just really made that movie really dark. All of a sudden. But still classic. Classic movie. The late, great John Candy. Some of the most best.
Yep.
I used to teach English kids.
Oh no. Check on those kids. How are they doing?
None of them are employed right now. Some of the best quotes come from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Well, I have no doubt you know some too.
Those aren't pillows.
That's
all I got to say.
Yeah.
If you don't know this movie based on that quote, again, shame.
Yeah. What are some of your other favorite? Some of my favorite moments is there's a moment in where Steve Martin's character, he goes to get a car rental and the car is not there. And so he meets, I don't know what this actress's name is. You would know her to see her. She's the secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Edie McClurg.
There you go.
And she was Mrs. Poole from the Hogan family.
Okay.
There you go.
And just like a very sweet lady. Anyways, he has a moment of frustration. A moment of frustration with this lady, and it kills me. I'm going to share that clip on our socials because it's that good.
Yeah.
So lots of classic moments to enjoy.
And there's that moment, that really sweet, touching, bring the tear to your eye moment after the "those aren't pillows" thing, or maybe it's just before that, when Steve Martin's yelling at John Candy about being a chatty Cathy and he doesn't stop talking and oh man, he's so annoying.
Because you agree with Steve Martin in that moment. You're like,
yeah,
oh my
'cause
God,
like,
he's not wrong. This guy's the worst.
But then it really hurts the guy's feelings. And poor Dell's like, well, I like me. My wife likes me. You want to hurt me? Go ahead. I'm an easy target. And it's just so...
Yeah, it's a touching movie. It's got some really great parts throughout it.
Yeah. And then they end up cuddling. So, I mean, happy ending. Wait. No,
Wait, I don't say that.
Well,
Laurie,
right to the ditch.
good costume idea. I thought that this was fun. It was quite easy to pull together, and I'm excited. Before this episode is released, we have a Halloween party we're going to, Big Brothers Big Sisters Big Night Out on October 21st.
Yes.
So I'm sure you'll see this at some point, our costumes and stuff before then. But I'm excited to go out and have a night on the town with you, Laurie.
Me too, Mikey. Are we going to slow dance like this?
Oh, could you?
I think we should.
There's a visual.
But it's got to be like Franken dancing, like the grade 8s do.
Yes, one of these.
Yeah.
There we go. Rob.
Gagging himself with a spoon in the background.
I figured with the Halloween thing, we should maybe share maybe a scary story or something. Did you come with anything to share there, Laurie?
I have, it's not like a boo kind of ghost story, but it's almost documentary style. It's an actual thing. There is a doll. It's the world's most haunted doll. I don't know if you've ever heard of Robert the doll. There's been several documentaries done about Robert. Robert was created in Germany in 1904.
Okay.
By the Steiff company. They make high-end teddy bears.
Oh.
Like collectible teddy bears.
Okay.
Should someone want a collectible high-end teddy bear. Whatever rubs your boot.
There's collectors for everything.
So Robert was given to this little boy named Robert Eugene Otto, by his grandfather. So Eugene, he went by Eugene or Gene, took this doll, and this doll, he almost had like this crazy obsession. He was only 4 when he got the doll.
Okay.
Really creepy doll that he ended up putting in a little sailor suit that the doll is currently still in to this day.
Okay.
Like this is 120 years ago
that
this happened. Excuse me. And so this doll had this really strange relationship with Gene, or at least Gene had this strange relationship with the doll. He would carry it everywhere. He would talk to the doll, and he made it its own room.
Okay.
And it had its own furniture and its own toys. Strange things started to happen in Gene's house.
Stranger things after that.
Yeah, strange things that actually weren't created by Gene. Furniture would move in the house, and one night his parents are in bed, and they hear almost like a tornado going through the kid's bedroom.
Oh.
They get up and they run to the bedroom. Everything's in disarray. The boy, Gene, is sitting on the floor, like almost in the fetal position, crying, pointing to Robert the doll that is just sitting on the foot of the bed. Not disturbed at all. Everything's all over the place. So that was kind of the kickoff point. His parents would hear him having conversations, talking to the doll, but then they'd hear another voice talking back. Parents would open the door, and it's just Gene and Robert, which was really strange. So stuff like this happened all the time in the house. They would put Robert in the window. Gene would go off to school or wherever he would go, and Robert would be sitting in his bedroom window, and people in the neighborhood would say, they would walk by and he's in one window. They turn and they look and he's in another part of the house in another window. Yeah. So it's not just Gene, the little boy, who's saying, hey, Robert the doll's doing things. The whole neighborhood's like, there's something wrong with this doll.
Okay.
Gene goes away to university, gets married, comes home, and decides to take some of his childhood toys, takes Robert the doll with him to his new place. His wife is instantly creeped out by this thing. He makes it a room in the attic, again, with some furniture and a teddy bear and toys of its own. A little bit, okay, Gene, you're a grown man now.
Yeah.
Whatever, you're a grown man. So the wife is like, yeah, no, this doll has to stay up there. I don't want to see it. So they lock Robert in this attic Robert does not care to be locked in the attic.
I can't imagine.
No. They'd come home and Robert was out of the attic. Robert would be in various places in the house. They would have guests come over, and Robert would end up somehow in the guest's bedroom, either sitting on the dresser or sitting on the edge of the bed. And nobody has moved this doll. Yeah, so I think things did not really go well for them. It ended up where Robert got sent elsewhere. Eugene died in 1974. I don't think his marriage lasted.
Oh.
Surprise,
like
everyone.
Past his death, or?
Yes, prior to.
Oh, okay.
I am.
She was like,
I'm a little
this
iffy.
doll's creepy, I am out.
Yeah. I'm a little iffy on whether or not the wife actually left. I've heard a couple of different renditions of this.
Okay.
But after Jean died, the woman who bought the house actually got Robert as well.
Okay.
She kept Robert for 20 years, and then she ended up donating him to a museum in Florida, where he still is right now. I would like to let you know where he is.
This lady, did she have spooky experiences with him in her time of having him?
I don't really know if she did or not. However, post her donating him to the Fort East Martello Museum in Florida, lots of people who have had Robert experiences. People take pictures of Robert, and they have not asked Robert's permission to do so. And most of these people, if not all of these people, it's been documented that they've had some type of tragedy happen to them after, whether or not it's just their camera that doesn't work for the rest of their trip, or people have actually been on in car accidents on the way home. People actually will write, I think I heard 3 to 5 letters a day Robert gets from people asking for forgiveness from Robert.
Wow.
I've wronged you, Robert. Please lift the curse. And this is real. So this still happens right now. So Zach Baggins, I don't know if anybody followed Ghost Adventures when they first came out. Now Zach Baggins has his own museum and all this stuff. He's a paranormal investigator, sort of.
Ish.
There's
Claims.
some controversy there. I don't know. But anyway, he's done some stuff with Robert the doll, and also Sam and Colby, younger guys who do some paranormal investigating, have done some stuff with Robert the doll. But anybody who has taunted Robert has paid for it.
Interesting.
So this is like 120 years this doll is, and
I
history
gotta
not
say,
so good.
I'm not familiar with Robert, but we're gonna have to share a photo of him because Laurie's got a little photo here in front of us.
We need his permission to share it, I think.
I'll
ask him. No, we just can't take his picture.
We can't be the one that takes it. But this is a creepy looking doll.
Yeah, it's made of cloth, and it's got like these glass black eyes, and just the whole sailor suit thing. It's not my.
It's very
It's not
unsettling.
my type.
Well, interesting. I've never heard of Robert.
There. Well, now you have
Now I have.
Robert, the most haunted doll in the world.
Forgetting him is going to be the hard part now.
So suck it, Annabelle.
Annabelle and Robert will go at it. They'll fight it out for top.
We
Top
thought
dog.
Chucky and Tiffany were bad.
Do you like the Chucky movies?
No, I don't.
None of them?
I liked Chucky when it first came out in like 1987.
The
or
original
something.
Child's Play, episode 1,
Yeah,
done.
It's scary.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan of dolls to begin with. I think we've talked about this maybe in the past.
Yeah.
Even Toy Story 4.
Oh.
Remember Toy Story 4?
I don't think I saw the 4th one.
Yeah, with Forky. Trash.
No,
trash.
I haven't seen the 4th one. that's for
There's
sure.
marionettes. Not marionettes. Sorry, not marionettes. The ventriloquist dummies.
Oh, there
Don't care
is-
for those.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't care for those.
That is understandable.
I didn't know I was going to a horror movie when I went to go see Toy Story 4 in the theater. It was our friend Sloan and myself and a bunch of children.
And you
And I was
digging
like,
through
"What
your
is
purse so you
happening?"
don't
That's
have to
right.
watch the movie because you're going into panic mode.
With
the
my
whole time.
Kleenex of shame. I'm like, I can't watch this. These
Oh,
kids
man.
are, shut up, old lady.
Well, I have a local ghost story. Now, I did a little research to find a local. So I'm just going to read what was shared on the Woodstock News Group about a local story. So this is about the ghost of Bob Gorley. Have you heard of Bob Gorley?
Bob Marley.
Different.
Not
A little
Gorley.
different, maybe. I don't
That's
know.
what you get when you order Bob Marley from Wish. This is Bob Gorley, his brother.
So the four Gorley brothers, they're from Embro. This
Sorry,
was
Mike.
this was quite a ways back. I actually don't have a date. They didn't have a date in this. I can probably look that up. But the four Gorley brothers could be best described as drunken louts, given to hard liquor and violent, bizarre behavior. But on Sunday mornings, this quartet of soused bachelors would abstain from the rot gut. I don't think the whole thing is written like this.
Rot gut.
I don't even know what that means. Instead of making the 8-kilometer trip. Wait, Rob knows.
Yeah, rot gut is a. I'm gonna stand over here so I
Yeah.
can hear it on the microphone. Rot gut is a nickname for hard booze,
Oh.
like
Really?
moonshine.
Oh,
Rot gut.
Rot gut gives you gut rot.
Well, because that's what it would do.
No.
it would just
Rot
tear
gut.
you up.
Just
There we go. Thanks, Rob.
Well,
Ask me how I know.
You're guessing. Rob's heard somewhere along the lines.
so they would go to church on Sunday morning. So as soon as the minister said his last amen, however, the brothers would begin to drink
course
the
they
hard
would.
stuff, fortifying themselves for the long trip back to their farm.
Oh.
So one Sunday during the late summer, Robert Gorley was sitting in the back of a wagon during the slouched trip home. While the sun slowly disappeared behind the trees, Robert decided it was time for another swig, but a sudden bump on the dusty path made it his last. The jolt knocked Robert from his perch, slamming him against a tree root and breaking his neck. Robert's twisted body was discovered the next day, still clutching to his broken whiskey bottle.
Yikes.
For the next 2 decades, there were stories of a strange figure roaming the side of the road where Robert died. This phantom was always described as short and stout, almost a
Is it me? It's me, isn't it?
almost a shadowy gnome
me,
skulking
guys.
through Zora Township. It is
It's
Laurie.
me. It's just me. Relax. It's no ghost.
But its eyes glared like 2 balls of fire. Witnesses also spoke of the strange noises, the moans, and strangled gurgling that
Oh.
announced the spirit.
Yikes.
The only word that could be understood, the legend says, was Deutsch, which is Gaelic for drink. So, we got some people driving by. I wonder what they think right now of
I
us.
don't know.
Oh, we're getting looks.
That's awesome.
So here's the thing. The last encounter with Bob Gorley's ghost occurred 20 years after his death when the phantom met a church elder along the same thickly wooded road. The frightened man held out his Bible, trying to put the good book between himself and the specter, but the gesture had little effect. Instead, to the elder's surprise, the ghost actually spoke. After telling the man the entire wretched tale,
Oh, no.
the phantom concluded with a promise. This is the last time I shall appear on earth. For tonight, I would have died had I not been killed 20 years ago on this spot through Deutsch. And that was the last time Bob Gorley's ghost was ever seen.
Dun, dun, dun.
I feel like we got some local friends that might have some backstory or a little more information on this.
I would really like to have some of our Scottish or Irish friends help us pronounce that word.
Well, listen. So to be honest, I didn't know and I didn't want to
No.
mispronounce it. If you type in a word into Google and hit pronunciation,
Yeah.
it'll tell you. And
yes,
I will
but
say,
Gaelic is a very different animal. What Gaelic looks like and what Gaelic sounds like,
and maybe it was more Diolch than what I
Yeah,
say,
who
whatever
knows?
I said.
it's probably like, look at the word Siobhan. The
Sayobahan?
name Siobhan.
Sayobahan.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be interested to know how close you were to that pronunciation, because that would be really impressive.
we'll find a smart person
Yeah.
that can tell us.
Well, not here. Not at this table, we won't.
Uh,
We're not looking too far back there either. Although
I resemble that remark.
Rob is Scottish.
I love it. So there was actually quite a few different little ghost stories on there from local things that maybe we can share more of one day, because I think there's some really cool things that happen here. We have a lot of history.
Yeah, last year we talked about Thomas Cook,
Yeah.
the hanging of Thomas Cook.
Yeah.
I started my paranormal society at the school last week.
Cool.
Yes. And we will obviously be talking about Thomas Cook. I told them to take a walk on their lunch break over to the health unit to have a look and see at the archway, the death mask of Thomas Cook.
Yeah. How cool is that it's that close to?
Yes.
Say that we have
We've got
neat
lots of
history.
cool stuff here.
A lot of neat stuff.
Courthouse, haunted. My school, haunted. Our theater, haunted.
My office.
Haunted.
Haunted
Yeah.
everywhere.
My house
Lovely.
haunted. But it's a good haunt.
Yeah.
Although I've never been able to convince them to lift a finger. Do some dishes. They're clinking shit around in the sink all the time. I don't know why they can't just do some dishes while they're in there.
Man.
Man, I don't know.
Well, Laurie, thank you for a lovely Halloween
Is this it?
episode.
The sun is
You got
setting.
more stories to share?
I don't have any more stories, but I love Halloween.
Well, we are burning daylight
We are.
now, so
We are burning daylight. Yeah, and it's getting a little nippy out here.
Yeah, the breeze is really picking up. But to our guests, thank you so much. What?
I was just going to say, when we got here today and the sun was out, I had to sit in my car with my air conditioning blasting because it's still, like, right now, we are still in September as we're recording this. So imagine the looks we're getting as
Of Laurie like this, let alone this wig. I think we need a close up of the curly cues of this wig.
Look,
It's quite. That's a wig.
that is a wig, my friends.
Oh, Laurie.
I don't know. I think it was like a Bob Ross wig. Wow.
I hope
works.
your makeup is terrible to get off because I think that would be really funny to see you.
Tomorrow
With
at
a
school
mustache
it's going to be, what's happening, Miss Schultz? Why are you so angry? Whoa,
okay.
we're losing lights now, too. We better go.
So to our friends, thank you so much. We hope you have a fun and safe Halloween, and we will see you next time on Out for Coffee.
With Neil and Dell.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Do you have questions, comments, or ideas for a future show? Reach out to Mike and Laurie on their social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Or email us at mikeandlauriesocials@gmail.com.